All right, so put on your imagination station caps, folks, and look out over that way. About a quarter mile, 3/4 of a mile is Route 30, where the original location of Tin Top was. That's where people, when they came to Hyde Hall, for whatever reason, they had to go through there. Whether you were a visitor, a guest, a vendor, you had to stop at the Tin Top to be, what is your business here? Why are you here? Okay. You know, they didn't want just anybody prowling around, going around. So they would come up 30. They go across the covered bridge after they went through Tin Top, which we'll stop at the covered bridge on one of our last stops on the Hyde Hall property. But they come up the road here. Now, this isn't the exact location of the road, but it's very close. They would come up this road, and they would go here. And like I showed earlier on the last post, the last video about the bridge going across. And ended up at the Hyde Hall. But here we are, folks. This is Tin Top. That dome on top in the middle there is tin, hence the name. What is it again, folks? That's right, you got it, Tin Top. And there again, I can't resist. Glimmerglass Lake, Seagull Lake, beautiful, beautiful today. What is this Tin Top? Well, let's see, they got two flags hanging out. One on the left is the American flag, one on the right is the Union Jack. Not technically the English flag, it's how many countries involved in it? Well, there's 4. England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Each have components of this flag. This is the Union Jack. The British flag is called, but a lot of people call it the English flag because Hyde, the Clarks, were descended from English aristocracy. They were uppity ups. Well, I'm stopping here, folks. Take a look at that roof up here. You can get a little glimpse of the moss on the roof. Not original, but they're old shingles, wooden shingles. So what is this Tin Top you speak of? Tin Top is the name given to the gatehouse for the Hyde Hall estate because of the distinctive tin-covered dome. The gatekeeper and his family lived here and controlled traffic entering and exiting the main gate. The building stood on the East Lake Road just north of the current entrance to Glimmerglass State Park from 1821 to 1974, when it was moved to this location. This tin top is built in the style of the first toll houses of New York's turnpikes. It's the earliest surviving gatehouse in New York State, and it is an important symbol of the state's transportation history. Sorry we missed you. Hyde Hall is closed for the 2020 season. We will reopen in May 2021 to stay current, check for coming events. So here we are in the little Tin Top. So we're going to take a stroll around Tin Top here. Take a look at some of the structures. See right here, folks, is where a gate would have swung. There's one on the other side as well. This is where the gate would have swung. There's some on the bottom as well where this would have swung out, and then the gatekeeper would have allowed the person in. And when they left, they would have allowed them to leave. But here on the roof here, you see all this moss. Cedar shingles, folks. They don't last a long time, but they are beautiful. And there's the Tin Top, hence the name, Tin Top, where we are standing right now. Go around the other side here, down by the gully. Here's the gully over here, looking across the bridge to old Hyde Hall. Some beautiful shot here of the Tin Top. Remember, the folks lived here. The gatekeeper and his family lived here, either on this side or both the other side. So this is a nice little home for them. It's a secure home for them. They had employment, they had stability, they had a place to live. And even in that day and age, even the poorest of the poor, if you were a servant of a wealthy man, family, you did not go without. So we're going to go around this way here. Look at the Bilko doors here. It takes you down into the cellar of the tin type storage area now. The original gatehouse did not have this. There's the Tin Top. Again, there's tin. It's one of the reasons it was made of tin is it reflected the sun. It made it bright. That's been painted, but originally it was just a blank, unpainted tin, and it reflected. It was beautiful. It was very noble looking, beautiful looking. So right now inside here, the visitor center is open. They sell different things in here associated with the home. Things from that period, Titanic items, as I mentioned in a previous post, in relation to the Titanic. There is many different things, postcards and things. And the one main thing in here is a beautiful book. It's called The Ladies of Hyde Hall. And it's the definitive book on the hall and the building of it and the ladies who lived here during its heyday from 1835 until 1960s, or 63, the early 60s. We're going to hoof it around the backside here. I'm going to go up this way. We're going to go up and get a couple of good shots from up in the vantage point if we've never been before. See what I mean by the tin there? If that had been shiny, that would be reflecting that sun off now, and you'll be able to see it from a ways away, miles away even. Tin type on Route 30. That's the entrance to the great Hyde Hall family, the great Hyde mansion up here. So basically in that day and age, in the early 1800s, mid 1800s, even into the late 1800s, the Victorian era, being of noble descent, being of wealth, being of owning property, which a lot of the land around here was owned by the Clark and the Hyde families. So being a landowner made you very respected in the community and in basically the state. So the more opulent you were, you wanted to show it off. You wanted to have beautiful things. You wanted to have bigger houses. Hyde Hall is actually patterned after a house, the original Hyde Hall in England. That's the English flag here, folks. But this tin top is the original tin gatehouse, which is great that they've been able to keep it. Been able to move it here onto the property. And it's awesome because we're going to go out to the covered bridge in a few minutes. And they're going to be able to see the oldest, and I say the oldest, covered bridge in the United States of America. It's a short bridge, but it's beautiful. Look at that. You can see Glimmerglass Lake through the gatehouse door there where you'd go through the tin top. So I'm going to take you out of the tin top. I'm going to go across the bridge, back up to Hyde Hall, and hopefully our next stop should be at the covered bridge. So here we go, folks. Enjoy as we walk across. Imagine coming up here, folks. First time visiting here, you come across, go to the tin top, you come up through the covered bridge, over across, and up here, and finally you get up here, and all of a sudden out of the woods, out of the wilderness, you see this huge stone mansion just out here, basically in the middle of nowhere. Looking down toward the beautiful village of Cooper. I mean, beautiful village. Look at the view from up here. No offense, the price of admission is worth that just in itself. But coming up here and seeing this huge mansion out here, and like I say, in the middle of nowhere. There's no other houses around here, folks. This is it. This is the only place, the only living quarters on the whole hill. So anyway, folks, we're heading back down now. We're going to head out. We're going to go down and see the oldest covered bridge in the United States of America. Leaving Hyde Hall, leaving these structures. Seems we covered Tin Top. We're going to say one last goodbye to Tin Top. And as I fade out, folks, there's the dome of the Tin Top.